Hey everyone, it's Alexandra here, and I am finally back with a very long anticipated video. And this is how I'm going to show you today how I set up my Hobonichi weeks. I've been using this now for the past month, and I kind of wanted to give it some time until I kind of found a rhythm in what I was doing in here. I had to explain to you everything that I'm using and my intentions with this journal. So let's get started. Okay, now if you've been following me, you know that I use my bullet journal for all of my to-dos and my weekly day-to-day stuff, my goals, tracking my moods, and all of that. With the Hobonichi Weeks planner, I wanted to do it strictly more for journaling, to kind of really get in depth with journaling, writing more about the day-to-day stuff in a little more detail, and using this more for like memory keeping and whatnot. Now, a couple things. When I was looking for a cover for this, I originally went with your standard, star holographic, cover with the band and this. Okay, now I ordered this from an Etsy shop that I'm not going to name because I was honestly very disappointed in the quality. As you can see here, the stitching started to come undone here. The strap here made a dent in like the spine of my Hobonichi, and like it just, the quality, like I don't know, it was just kind of put haphazardly together, and I just didn't like it. And like the way the cover would fit, like the front cover was kind of like forced in, and it would start to like warp it a little bit. So no for me on this, didn't like it. So then I went on Amazon and I started typing in Hobonichi Weeks covers because at this point I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And one thing came up, and it's $10. I haven't linked to my Amazon shop in case any of you are interested. But this originally is intended for waiters or waitresses when they keep their waiter like book, like when they take orders and stuff. So I looked at the measurements and it fit my, Hobonichi Weeks fits. Now I don't know about a mega. This is just a regular Hobonichi Weeks. But I mean, it fits in, like this is like, it fits in rather snugly. You kind of have to force it. And I have the soft cover, so maybe it made it a little more trying, but this thing is not going anywhere. This is not slipping out or anything. We had it in 3 colors. I got the rose gold glitter, and it's like really sturdy, like for $10. Has a pen loop, has a pocket in here, a pocket in here, a clear pocket in here, and then another pocket here, and I think another clear one. If I had like my stamps, I could show you. See, like it fits. It's kind of sticky, you gotta but I mean, for $10, I was like, and it's glitter and it's rose gold and it's beautiful. So this is the cover that I ended up going with, and I love it. It's like really sturdy and all of that, and you really don't need the elastic because it kind of stays closed on its own. So this is what I've been using as far as the cover goes. I added a cute little clip here that I had some cards from a Planner Society kit from a while back and all of that. So I got the Hobonichi Weeks, the soft cover in the ivory. I really wanted the strawberry colored hardcover, but they didn't have it in the April start. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to get the ivory, kind of like neutral. So this is what I went with here. And so I did like a little washi tape thing here in the front, kind of jazzed it up a little bit. Now, with my Hobonichi Weeks, I didn't want to go crazy. I don't want to fall down the rabbit hole of like buying Hobonichi Weeks sticker kits because I don't want to do that. So I really am just using what I have already as far as washi tapes. As you can see here, I have more cards from the Planner Society kit. I used to cover up like important dates in Japanese, which is not going to help me. And I covered up the 2018 yearly calendar. But I'm using things that I already have, and I don't want to spend more money on stickers. So anything that I've been using here that you will see here is stuff that I already have. So then we get into this yearly tracker thing. I use this as a temperature chart to track weather. So I was able to backtrack from April 1st because in my bullet journal, I track the weather every day. So I kind of did like, you know, how they do like the weather blanket when you know, and like I did a little chart for myself with the Tombow colors that I'm using. And so I was able to back plan and see like the change in weather and temperature. Now, if I wasn't a teacher, or, you know, if I didn't go to teaching, I probably would have been a meteorologist. So I kind of have a thing with weather. I don't know. I like tracking it. I'm a little bit of a nerd that way. But I know that people use this like to track other things, maybe for bills, for finances, and things like that. I wanted to use this as tracking temperatures. You could do whatever you want. You could track moods and stuff, but I already do that in my bullet journal, so I didn't want it to make it like redundant. And that's the thing. I didn't want there to be any overlap with what was going on in my bullet journal. I wanted this to completely have a different purpose on its own. So I didn't want there to be two mood trackers or two, you know, it's kind of silly. So this is the April start. So obviously I didn't do these monthlies. I started this in June. And what I did here with the monthly is I kind of did like a doodle a day with like a memory. I found that this was very kind of hard to keep up with. So what I decided to do for July was just kind of like write down like a little memory, not necessarily doodle, but just like a little thing that stood out that day. So again, I didn't really go crazy. I just had washi tape. Okay, little doodle a day here for, or a little memory a day here in July so far. Okay, and then these are the rest of the monthlies. I have to say this paper quality is excellent. Now, what I decided to do with all the weeklies, I just washi taped them together so that there wasn't like the fuss of me flipping through a million pages, because these pages were never going to be used. And if I want to go and practice the layout, I could take out the washi tape, you know, and use the paper for something if I want to. All right, so here we get with the weeklies. I started this Memorial Day, so end of May. So this is kind of what I covered my kid's face, my husband's face, but my kid's face I cover. Anyway, so what I did here is I do like, you know, I journal a couple sentences a day, not a big deal, little doodles here and there if it lends itself. And then I use my HP Sprocket to print out pictures if there's something worthwhile printing. Now, I have kids, so it's a little easier to, or I can find things to print more often. But if you go to an event or like a wedding or whatever it is, you know, I love using the Sprocket and adding in pictures. And they're 2 by 3 inch, so that you could fit 2, sometimes 3, depending on how you configure it on the right hand side here. A lot of people have questions on what to put on this side. I like to put pictures, and I'll show you some other things when the weeks were a little slower and there weren't old pictures to print out. I'll show you what I did. But yeah, very simple, just like washi tape on the bottom, a little thing here. Okay, now this was a week again where there wasn't as much going on, so I started trying to make stickers. I put a couple of things in here, and then like just either quotes that speak to me or anything like that I'll put on this side. Anything that's really telling of that moment I will put here. And so yeah, just continuing with the daily couple sentences a day. And I picked this size because if I did miss a couple days, it wasn't as intimidating, let's say, to go back, and there wasn't as much space to fill, which is why I picked this size. It's only 2-3 sentences a day, but it's enough that I can talk about my day and I don't feel bad if I skip a couple days. It's easy for me to catch up. And I use my bullet journal in conjunction because sometimes like I might forget what I did a couple days ago, but I look back in here and it kind of just kickstarts my memory and I'm like, oh yeah, I did that day. So these kind of work hand in hand, which is really nice. So here I did stickers. Here, you know, I did like some milestones in here with my daughter. Okay, some more little quotes and things like that. I just, you know, used Tombows and polka dots and washi tape. Again, this is stuff I already had. I didn't go out of my way to buy anything else. So yeah, these are, have my son's face cover here. But yeah, like last day of school, things like that over here. And then, yeah, some days it's just like nothing really goes on. It's a lazy day or whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we have going on with that, I'm going to use this other page. I'm going to cover my son's face here and his little friends. All right, and then the last page here, this was 4th of July. So, yeah, I did more like washi tape that I already had. I color coordinated. This is all Tombow. And then, you know, little captions and 4th of July. And that's that. Like, this is kind of what I've been doing so far with the Hobonichi. Just little doodles here and there, little quotes, pictures, and things like that. Nothing crazy. And I'm really liking how this is working out. I really like the size of this. The paper quality on this is like unreal. Okay. And then let me go. So this is this week. This is Monday, so I haven't set up for this week yet. Okay, and then last but not least here, so this is this week I haven't set up yet. And it just depends. I don't have any, sometimes I coordinate the weeks with like my bullet journal. So this kind of went along with the colors I did. Let's in here like in June. See how they're kind of color coordinated? Others like with the 4th of July, you know, or a holiday, I use that, you know, or if I have washi tape and I just kind of go from there. No rhyme or reason, like I just kind of go with the flow. And then here, so these are all the weeks. This goes until, this is an April start. So this will go until end of March of 2020. And then here in the back, there are, how many pages? 72 pages in the back. Okay. So this I did like a little pen test. As you can see on the back here, it's like very minimal ghosting. Some reference pages here in Japanese. It looks like food and stuff. And then in the back here, I started doing more like in-depth journaling and with my fountain pen here. So like, yeah, it's just like a couple pages. This is just kind of like me just venting or, you know, unloading, like, you know, whatever thoughts I have here. And then what I plan on doing here, maybe in these back pages, is adding some important like references, anything with like finances or like bank accounts or things like that that I need to have on hand more often. But yeah, honestly, this is basically what I've been doing with this Hobonichi weeks. I love the size. I love that I have a place just to jot down a few notes every day, and it's really been working out well these past 5-6 weeks that I've been doing this. You know, and I can't wait to see how chunky this gets by the end of March of next year. So yeah, as you can see, like you see the little washi tape. But honestly, this case is great. I love it. You know, I got papers in here and stuff. I have these tabs for the months. I should probably add one for July, which I will do. They're like clear. But yeah, this is what's been going on here. Just a little bit of journaling. A lot of journaling, actually. And this is what I wanted to use this for. Just to really like capture memories with my kids and my family and all that. So if you have any questions, all of my supplies are linked below. For my fountain pen, this is the TWSBI Eco fountain pen, which I love. To the case, to the Hobonichi Weeks itself, and all like the other things. I think I have the tabs linked too. Make sure you check that out. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next video. And if you want me to do more Hobonichi, like flip-throughs like every month or something like that, I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Let me know if that's something you'd want to see. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.